As you can see from the title and thumbnail of today's video, yes, it is true. The reason why you haven't seen anything between me and Brett Keane in the last, well, nearly 5 months is because Brett Keane has blocked me on social media. And in case you don't believe me, here is the proof. On screen, you can see Brett Keane's Twitter account. And if you scroll down a little bit, it says, "Oh, Brett Keane Show has blocked you. You can view public posts from Brett Keane Show, but you are blocked from engaging with them. You also cannot follow or message them." Why? Why did Brett Keane block me? Well, the reason why Brett Keane blocked me is because I wouldn't censor a Kamala Harris supporter who came onto my live stream of the TTOR show on election night last year. I kid you not. Now, I don't remember the exact time marker that it happened at, but on election night last year, I had an episode of the TTOR show where we were covering the election results live. Brett was there, and Dark Moon 75 was there, and Josh Hu was there, Seeking the Truth. We were having a grand old time. And then at some point during the stream, a Kamala Harris supporter came on to argue with us, and Brett Keane told me to boot that person from the room, primarily because he was streaming live to his YouTube channel while I was streaming live to Rumble and I believe Twitter. And because I wouldn't do it, because I like diversity of thought and I wanted to see what would happen if we engaged in conversation with a Kamala Harris supporter, I did not kick the person out. And so what Brett Keane did is he removed himself from the room. He terminated his version of my stream on his channel. And then he promptly blocked me on Twitter and probably everywhere else. I haven't checked to see if he's blocked me on like Gab or anything. But he has blocked me on Twitter, as you saw, and that is why.
All right, so TTOR, after almost 5 or 6 months, I forget what he said in the video, he made a video to his audience stating that I blocked him on X. That's true. Yep, I blocked him. According to his video, he believes that it was because I was wanting him to censor someone in his room that he was participating in that also had another guy in it by the name of Josh Hu, whom I talked to quite a bit off and on X social media, Elon Musk site. Yeah. Why did I block him? Did I give him any real explanation? Did I explain to him or any of that kind of stuff? I feel I did 100 times prior to doing that video with him. It's true what TTOR says, that I collaborated with him. I made many videos with him, and I talked to him many times in the background before we even started doing videos. I recall telling him many times that I have health issues, that I don't want, on certain days, I'm not feeling well, and I don't want to interact with people. Sometimes I just want to do a podcast or a show where I'm talking to my friends, and I don't always want to argue with an atheist. I don't always want to argue with someone over politics. During the time that Donald Trump was set to maybe getting voted in, I was absolutely convinced that the system was rigged. And we found out as time has went by that it was in fact rigged. And it could have very easily been that Donald Trump lost. This was stressing me out. I was having a lot of personal issues in my life, which I told TTOR. And I even asked him before we did this show, the last show that we did together, I said, look, man, I'm already stressed out. I feel like I'm going to be quitting YouTube. I feel like stepping away. I don't want to argue with people. I'm tired of arguing with Christians. I'm tired of arguing with non-believers. And I'm just really, really fed up. And what I need right now is just to be able to hang out with my buddies and be able to just chill out and maybe in some way this will relax me or help me with my stress, just hanging out with a couple buds. TTOR said yes. Before we did the thing, he said, Brett, I'm not going to let anybody come in and troll you. I'm not going to let any aggravation come in. He's told me that quite a few times whenever we did collaborations. Let me throw something at you there, TTOR, so you don't think that this is a censorship issue or just me being a jackass, even though I clearly told you what was going on then. I made it clear to you. One thing you made clear to me, though, when we talked quite a few times was because of your issues that you have a hard time being able to read the audience. You have a hard time being able to pick up on cues when people are getting pissed off. Things were not fine during that video. They were not fine. I told you before we even made the video, things were not fine, that I was pissed. I was stressed, and I didn't want to deal with any more aggravation. I was so pissed that I was talking about leaving, which I did. But let me give you an analogy of something, since you have made it clear and obvious that it's difficult for you to pick up on this shit, even if someone tells you. Let's say your mom and dad say, TTOR or Justin, however they refer to you, and they say, I'm not feeling good today. I'm sick. I got the flu, or I'm just under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do what I normally physically or mentally or emotionally do. $10 says, Justin, that you would say, all right, that's fair. I understand. Sure, mom and dad. And you wouldn't give them any bullshit. And one thing you wouldn't do is you wouldn't make a YouTube video telling everybody, oh boy, my mom and dad wanted to censor me and make it to where we didn't go interact with people. You would have took it as my mom and dad stressed out. They don't want any stress, so they don't want to go out and participate in whatever fucking society has to offer, right? Or how about your girlfriend? Maybe she's your wife. Now, I don't know. I remember congratulating you because you got involved with a woman back then. Now, what if the girl says, I got a headache. I'm not in the mood to make love. Or I'm not in the mood to go out. I'm not in the mood to engage with any of your Christian friends or anybody for that matter. Would you say to her, oh, honey, that's censorship. That's wrong. You should want to engage. You should deal with it. Or would you say, I love you and I respect you and I understand you're just not in the mood for aggravation right now, honey, right? Am I right? Would you do your girlfriend or wife or whatever she is, if you're still involved with her like that? You'd say, right? You'd say, I'd love you and I understand. You're not in the mood. You're not feeling it. Maybe you're a little under the weather. Well, let me take a sip of my coffee. But for some reason, you as well as other Christians out there, no matter how I tell you how I'm feeling, no matter how straight up and blunt I've been about my health and the way I feel and how I don't want to sometimes deal with other people, you put me in the position. You let these people in. You let these people interact. You let these people come in to fight. You knew what was going to happen if you brought somebody like this in. You knew that there would be some big-ass debate. Now, let's be honest here. When it comes down to it, you don't have the same love for me that you have for your girlfriend or wife. You don't care about me like you care about your parents. You don't even care enough about me as a friend to simply say, fuck no, my friend's under a lot of pressure. Maybe you do for Josh Hu, but you don't me. Over 10 times, and all the times that we've collaborated and done live shows, you've brought people in whenever I ask you not to. And I just figured, well, we'll just either go along with it or we'll put up with it. because TTOR really wants to do this. The thing that I've discovered about you and people like Kent Hovind and that idiot that flip-flopped on Kent Hovind as well as other people. What's his name? Steven, I think is what his name was. Is that all of you enjoy seeing your face on video and you enjoy hearing your voice, and all of you want to be famous on the internet. And unfortunately, your desire to be heard and done like this is so heavy duty that you're willing to basically trade your friends' feelings to be able to do that. And how do I know? Because it's been 5 months since the blocking. I didn't hate on you. I didn't cuss you out. I didn't give you any shit. But you decided 5 months later, right before I started doing YouTube, again, to make a video telling who are you talking to whenever you share this revelation that you've been blocked on X? Who are you talking to? Who did you make that video for? It sure as hell wasn't for me, because you thought that I couldn't see you or hear you. Who was the video made for? Justin, did you make it for my haters? Did you make it for the people that are connected with you or subscribed to you who nonstop shit talk me? That's another thing too, Justin. This is another reason why things had a fallout for us. In your comments, people have used your comment board to insult the shit out of me. On my comments board, I keep it where I have to review the comments first before I put them up. You know how many times people have left comments stating, "Why do you hang out with TTOR for, Justin? Isn't he like some kind of retard or something? Isn't he stupid? Is he gay? Is he this?" Apparently they never watched any of your videos to know that you actually had a girlfriend, but these are the kind of shit that I've seen on a daily basis, especially whenever we did podcasts together. But you didn't know about any of that, and I didn't feel the desire to tell you because it was just mean, cruel behavior. But I didn't allow that kind of shit to go up on the comments board. But when people used your comments to insult the fucking hell out of me, and I would ask you to do something about it, you'd say, it's freedom of speech. Really? It's free speech. If somebody come over to the comments and said that your girlfriend was fat and your mother was a loser, I bet you would have removed the comments then, because you care about them. So what is your explanation for me? You don't care, do you? You don't give a shit. None of you, none of the Christians that we've hung out with are on the internet, nor you give a fuck. You don't. You don't care. One last question before I shut this down. Is your interest and desire to become popular and internet famous more important than the feelings of your friends? Do you really, really consider it a freedom of speech issue if somebody says massive, fucking nasty, cruel shit about me, and I ask you to not let them be around me? Would you do that in public too? If me and you were walking around the mall and somebody walked up on us and started insulting the shit out of me, would you say, "Oh no, Brett, you should put up with that because it's free speech"? Would you really act like that in real life? Or is this just all bullshit game for you? Be honest with me. Tell me where you're really coming from. Are we friends, or were we friends, or what the fuck was it? Okay. I've babbled on incoherently too long. Let's hear what you got.